قل لئن اجتمعت الإنس والجن على أن يأتوا بمثل هذا القرآن لا يأتون بمثله ولو كان بعضهم لبعض ظهيرا.
Say, if all the humans and the jinns banded together to produce a Quran like this, they would not be able to produce one like it, no matter how much assistance they give each other.
So what are semiprimes? These notes are taken from the wiki page, and in mathematics, a semiprime, also called biprime or two almost prime or PQ number, is a natural number that is the product of two not necessarily distinct prime numbers. In the RSA, Rivets, Shamir, and Edelman factoring challenge, RSA Security offered prizes from 1991 for the factoring of specific large semi-primes, and several prizes were awarded. The most recent such challenge was closed in 2007. So it's a tremendous task to factor out the primes of a semi-prime. That means that there are the two primes that have been multiplied together and create a semi-prime. That direction is easy. Multiplying two numbers is easy. However, once you got the product and you want to factor it out into two primes, then it becomes a very challenging task. It's a very formidable mathematical task to factor out large semi-primes. And so one can go through this RSA challenge, factoring challenge on the web and on wiki pages. There are several wiki pages for that. You can go ahead and study about that. But it's an extremely daunting task to factor out the semi-primes. And so these semi-primes are used for encryption of your bank accounts, any kind of navigation systems that people do not want somebody else to know about it, like satellites and spacecrafts and self-driving cars and all kinds of different things that needs security issues that need to be hidden from the public. So hackers cannot hack into the system and take control of different various things that's supposed to be records and that has to be private, and nobody wants to leave that door open for the hackers to log in. The Arecibo telescope message is a good example of the usage of semi-primes in coding. And so the idea was that for the 25th anniversary of the construction of the Arecibo telescope in Puerto Rico on November 16th, 1974, a message was sent aiming to a star cluster 25,000 light years away from us. And the idea was to encode this message with a semi-prime 1679, which is 23 times 73. And the idea is that if there are intelligent beings there, they can figure this out as some kind of encryption. But it's easy to resolve because there are two small prime numbers here. And there are some of the parameters of frequency and power of this message that was sent. So in this, as you see here, once the factorization is complete, in this case 23 times 73, then you can see the picture on a two-dimensional plane. And in here, as we see here, that there's a human being here which is standing on the third planet, which is slightly raised in yellow, and so that's Earth, obviously, and so that means that there are people or there are creatures that look like a man, a human being, and at the very beginning is numbers from 1 to 10, and at the bottom this is the picture of the telescope, rays coming from infinity, and they all focus on the focal point of the telescope. And so if there are intelligent beings there, obviously they can see this, and whoever may receive it before it gets to 23,000 or 25,000 light years away from us. So this message is still on the way, and the idea is that you are basically telling the universe that you are here, and so it's a very good example of the encryption, which is used, as I said, with obviously larger PQ numbers, that shows you how this actually is applied in real life. Okay. Okay. So some semi-primes, I listed them here. In the same way, we have to. They're composite, so we have to make a table to realize their index. The 19th one is actually 55, and the 19th semi-prime is 55. So let us study 1955. Concatenation of 55 is index 19. The index of composite 1955 is 1657, and 1657 in base 19 is equal to 9127 in base 10. Again, it generates 9127. 1955 is the index of quint prime 19521, and recall that 19 and 521 are the prime factors of 9899. It means that if you multiply 19s by 521, you're going to get 9899. So 9899 is equal to 19 times 521. And note that 9899 is the frequency Aleph plus Lam plus Mim in Surah 2 or chapter 2, which is the first initial surah or chapter in the Quran. So we continue on the 19th semi-prime, which is 55. So the prime factors of 1955 are, so you wanna get all the prime factors of 1955. Means all of those primes that are multiplied by one another, and then they produce 1955. So 1955 is equal to 5 times 17 times 23, with indices of 3, 7, and 9. And 379, ninth lonely Gaussian prime, is 9127, again generating 9127. The 379th lonely Gaussian composite is 9221. Now note that chapter 92 in the Quran has 21 verses, which is the 1143rd prime. Okay, and it is also interesting that 9221 also it speaks to in the language of mathematics or number theory, that the 92 is actually the numerical value of the word Muhammad, and 21 is called the Surah 21 in the Quran is called the prophets. So it actually says that in the language of mathematics that Muhammad was the final prophet, and it happens to be the 1143rd prime number. And 1143 is equal to 9 times 127, again generating 9127. So we continue on the properties of the 19th semi-prime. which is 55, and 55 emirp is 1229. And the emirp, as you see, is prime written backwards. So that means that if you reverse the order of the digits of a prime number, you're gonna produce another prime number. So the emirp of 1229 is the prime number 9221. And 9221, as we saw in the previous slide, is the 1143rd prime number. And the 1143rd composite is 1362. And 1362nd verse from the beginning of the Quran is 9127. And 1143 is equal to 9 times 127, again generating 9127, as we saw in the previous slides. Okay, so we shall continue on the 19th semi-prime being 55 and further properties of number 55. 19 times 55 is 1045, and 1045 is the frequency of the initials ha plus meme in chapters 41 plus 42 plus 43. And I made this little table here so you can visualize it. 41, chapter 41 has 324 repetition of ha plus meme, and 42 has 353 ha plus meme, and 43 has 368 ha plus meme. And the sum of these numbers on the right hand side is 1045.